tonight, the legislative session begins in South Dakota next Tuesday. And one of the biggest fights in Pierre this year is expected to be over school vouchers, also known as educational savings accounts.
A new bill from leaders in both chambers is aiming to accomplish the goal set out by Governor Noem in her budget address. Cooper Seamer has our top story tonight.
House Bill 1020 is the main push coming from leaders in both South Dakota Senate and House to set up school vouchers or educational savings accounts. Sponsored by House Majority Leader Scott Odenbach of Spearfish and Senate Majority Leader Jim Melhoff of Pierre, it's putting pen to paper a promise from Governor Kristi Noem.
I am a true believer that public education is the bedrock to democracy in this country. And I will personally fight tooth and nail to make sure that public education stands forever if I can have my way.
School Administrators of South Dakota Executive Director Rob Munson says the fight over school vouchers will determine the fate of public education in the state. Along with Odenbach and Melhoff, Education Secretary Joseph Graves has voiced his support for the bill as well, saying in part that the proposed savings accounts highlight positive forces of competition in the educational marketplace. This is a battle that education groups saw coming after similar attempts in the past couple of years. The threat for public schools is the major loss of funding this bill effort would bring, forcing hard cuts to classes and services.
Especially with the leadership that's in place this year, they feel very emboldened to take some more runs at this. Again, the governor put it in her budget.
One of the issues for public education interest groups in the state is accountability of those vouchers. The bill lists out explicitly what those initial $3,000 accounts are meant to be used for, like curriculum, technology, and enrollment costs in non-public education. But Ryan Rolfs with the South Dakota Education Association argues that current laws in South Dakota make it already difficult to keep tabs on students once they leave the public education system. And without additional oversight, there's no way to track what those funds are being used for.
It's already a really difficult thing to track those students after they go. Those students in some of these bill iterations we've seen in the past would be eligible for those same educational savings accounts, even though they may be no longer pursuing any sort of academic schooling at all.
The bill does have a section that authorizes the Department of Education to conduct random audits of accounts, but Rolf says without any explicit guidance and additional resources to conduct those audits, it's nearly impossible.
When you're talking about our state budget right now, there are not funds that are allocated to be able to create that sort of level of accountability for it. And so it really would likely have to be that they are sending those dollars out, not knowing where they're going at all.
And the biggest worry that those education groups have is that while they're planning on fighting this in Pierre and believe that many people in the state are on their side, lawmakers won't listen to them and push for it anyways. In Sioux Falls, Cooper Seamer, Dakota News Now.